What is online shopping? The process of purchasing goods and services over the internet, and it has gained significant popularity in the last few years due to its convenience and accessibility. But before and after making any purchase, the customer has many queries, and these queries can be about the product, orders, and about the seller, and any related to purchase. How can we allow our customer to ask such questions? And these questions just like about the order, about the product, and about the specific seller. So hi everyone, my name is Vashu, and today I am going to talk about the Ask a Question feature app for Muti-Vendor Marketplace app for Shopify. And in this video we will check the configuration part and so on. But before proceeding further, do subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for more informative videos. Apart from this, I would like to mention that if you need extensions for increasing the sale of your e-commerce store, then you can visit store.webkul.com and explore a number of products for every technology. We also have the user guide for the same in our blog section, from where you can check the features, configuration, and get to know functionality of the extension as well. Now let's move back to our video. So now we will check how the admin install and configure the Ask a Question feature app, how the customers can raise the query with the help of the Ask a Question form, and how the seller will respond to these queries. And also we will check the FAQs. FAQs are the frequently asked questions that solve most of the questions for the customers. So let's check the admin side, how they can configure and install the app. So guys, this is our admin panel, and for the installation of the app, need to go to the feature section from the three dots and search for the Ask a Question feature app. So here's the Ask a Question feature app. Pricing is about the $15 per month, and if you would like to check the user guide, you can check from View Detail button here and User Guide here. Okay. So as you can see that it is already installed in my store. So let's check the configuration part from the configuration section, then go for the Ask a Question configuration. So let's check the configuration one by one. The very first one is the restrict customer to raise the query on specific product. You can restrict the customer to raise the query. If you enable this, let the customer raise query on specific product added from the backend. Okay, the next one is allow raise to query on orders. So if you want that customer can raise a query on the order, then you can enable this from here. The next one is select interlocutor name for seller. You can select from here the admin shop or the seller shop. Basically, these shop name will be sent or visible to the customer end. Select Ask a Question used for. Okay, so you can select the Ask a Question, FAQs, or both here. So let's select the both here. Restrict customer to view and edit FAQs. You can restrict the customer to view or edit the FAQs from here. Allow customer to upload file. If you enable this, the customer will be able to upload the file from the front end. Allow customer to raise FAQ queries without login. If you don't want a login from the customer end, then you can enable this button. Restrict phone number and email address in seller and customer conversation. So basically from this option, you can restrict the phone number and the email address between the seller and the customer. If they share, then it will be blurred. Or you can say with the text type or the special character, just like a star star star. It will visible like that. The next one is the labels. You can change the label from here. And click on the save button. Okay. If you want to show the Ask a Question form or the button on the seller profile page, then you need to enable the configuration from the seller configuration. So let's check this configuration. You need to go to the seller configuration here. And here is the configuration, Ask a Question button on seller profile page. You need to enable this if you wish to show the Ask a Question button on seller profile page, and click on the Save Changes. So guys, these are the configuration from the admin side which has been done and accurately. So let's check the customer and how the customer can raise the queries from the front end. So this is our front end store and this is the product page as you can see here. And here is the ask a question button. Once the customer click here, a form will open just like a title. And let's add the description here. And click on submit button. As you can see, the query has been submitted. So let's check from the seller end how the seller can check and respond to the customer queries. So this is our seller panel, and as you can see that customer raised a query on the particular product. So we need to go to the product section, then go for ask a question here. And as you can see, the customer query is visible here, and currently it is a pending state. So let's check it. So from here, the seller can respond to the customer. And if the seller wants to upload the file, they can upload from here. And file size should be or 5 MB, and the extension should be of a JPG, .jpg, PNG and PDF file, any. And click on reply button. Also, if the seller wish to close this query after the discussion, they can close from here. Okay. So this is about the ask a question on the product page. Let's check how the customer raise a query on the order page. So this is the customer account, and to check the order, you need to click on the order here, and here is the button for raise a query. For a particular order, you can raise a query from here. Choose a product for which you want to ask a question. Okay. Here's the list, and okay. So let's talk about the delivery. And as a customer, you can upload a file here as well if you want to upload, and click on the submit button. Query has been sent successfully. Here is the conversation details. You can check the queries on the orders. For this, you need to go to the orders and then ask a question. Here is the query with the pending status. Okay, so same as the previous one, you can upload the file, you can reply from here, and if you wish to close the query, you can close the query from here once the conversation has been ended or the customer has been satisfied. So let's make it replied from here, and you can close this. And if a customer wish to see the response, then need to go to the order section, then view your queries. Here is the query list, and here is the response from the seller. You can check it. So now let's check how the customer can ask a question about the seller or from the seller directly from the seller profile page. So this is the particular seller profile page of the sports accessory world, and if a customer wish to ask a query, then they can raise from this button, ask a question, the form, and they can ask for the title, description, and if they wish to upload file, they can upload from here and click on the submit button. And let's check where the seller will find this query about the. So let's move to the seller panel and need to go to the profile, then again ask a question, and here will be the list of all the queries raised by the customer. So guys, this is all about the ask a question about a button and the form. So let's check the FAQs, how the customer can raise the FAQs and how seller can check these FAQs and respond accordingly. So as you can see on the product page, there is a ask a question form here, and on the other side there is a FAQs. So this one is the FAQs form. You can enter your queries like what will be the delivery time for this product, okay, and click on submit. So as you can see, the FAQ has been submitted. Now let's check from the seller side. So need to go to the again product, then ask a question, and as you can see there another query, but the query type is FAQs, okay, and you can view and simply reply here. And click on reply. Query successfully added. Now let's check how these FAQs will be visible on the store front end. So guys, on the product page you will get the FAQs like here. Now let's check, can we customize that form or add additional fields in the ask a question form? So let's check from the admin side how can we do this, but let me tell you, we can do this from the custom field option. So let's check it from the admin side. So for creating a custom field form for the ask a question form, you need to go to the custom fields here and create a new custom field, and you need to select a ask a question field for, and just like here you can add budget, you can select input text or number, okay, let's select number, custom field with definition, okay, and sequence you can add here just like a first, and click on save button. So let's check on the front end. So this is the ask a question form, and as you can see, here is the field that we have already created with the help of the custom field, and it is working perfectly fine. And you can enter the manually as well, budget, price, and description, hi, and click on submit button. Now let's check how the seller will find the additional information from the customer on the specific query with the help of the custom fields. So on the seller panel, you need to go to the ask a question under the product section, and here is the new query. Here is the additional information that we have created for budget, and the customer replied with 1000 number. Like this is the budget for the customer, and it looks like here in the seller panel like this. So guys, this is all about the Ask a Question feature app, and if you still have any further query, do write us mail support@webkul.com. Also, you can create a ticket on webkul.uvidesk.com, and do mention your valuable feedback in the comment section. And if you like our video, do give us thumbs up. See you in the next video. Thank you so much.